Hey everyone, I am going to do my non-toxic makeup routine, which every single person in the world does. But I still think it's so important to talk about, what's good for our bodies because I have, among other things, chronic illness. The last 5 years, I have way too many heavy metals and mold in my body. So I had to switch to non-toxic makeup. So I just figured I'd do something just real quick, real brief. So I love the CoverGirl Clean, Lash Bash Clean, waterproof. So I don't have, I have to have waterproof. I've tried a bunch that are not waterproof. It just does not work for me. I always have transfer on the lower lid. And so that's really, really, really hard for me. So, just curling my eyelashes. That's my favorite for just like a real basic natural look. And then the e.l.f. Big Mood is the best for a little bit more volume. And sorry, my vacuum cleaner is going on in the back. So yeah, and I'm just looking at my mirror real quick. So yeah, I've loved Saint makeup. That was my absolute favorite. I finally found one that matched my skin tone, which is really hard to do. I'm very pale on the neck. I'm more orangey red the rest of my body, which is so frustrating as a very pale person with red hair. And as you can see, I've got a lot of good acne that I have fun, covering up. And so I just take my Q-tip and just kind of wet it a little bit to clean that up. And yeah, so I'm doing that. Let's see, what else do I like to do? I've been using some organic eye drops. I'll show you guys. They are really good for like moisturizing my eyes, but I also have a chronic red eye problem. So at the end of the day, I still have to use like Lumify or Roto Max Strength for like decreasing the redness in my eyes, because even when I use, let's see, what is it? Iganics, it's called Iganics, like Organics, organic tears. So this is really nice, like if your eyes are super dry, and mine are red because of the dryness, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Okay, so that's on first. I always do that first because then I have to like clean up the top and the bottom, and I barely put any on the bottom, but man, I look like, it looks like I didn't have to clean it up too much. So it's in a Saint palette, but it's still Piper Blue Organic. That's the best makeup ever. So this is the palest shade. This is so not even a match for me because my neck, it's like way dark on my neck, and it's easier to see in real life than it is here. So I have to adjust it, which is always super fun. So I take a lot of the yellow, light yellow, and the green. I mix those two together, nice yellow green, and I mix that in with my foundation. So it's 3 things, which yeah, takes a little extra. So I am gonna take my green and just start spotting it. And this is just how I put it everywhere I know I need. So this is the only way I have been able to use, makeup and make it work for my skin tone. Now I'm going in with the yellow because I am so fair. My robot vacuum knocked over a big old painting. I was making sure my bunny rabbits are okay. So this is the only way I get it to work for my skin. But I'm so glad it does, because the only makeup that's ever worked for my skin texture, which is acne prone and very like dry. I'm also prone to eczema when I have something that I'm gonna go in with the lightest color, which is warm number 1 for me. And so I'm so grateful that I can actually make this all work for me, because I need to have the cream waxy makeup. Yeah, it doesn't help breakouts. It's kind of occlusive, but it's the only thing that's gonna work for me. because of my skin texture. Everything else shows my texture is dry and flaky at the end of the day. I hate that. I've never been able to find anything good till Saint. And then I found out I needed to start doing non-toxic makeup, and I was heartbroken. So I had to start hunting around. Thank God for Piper Blue Organics, because, you know, there's so many brands like that just don't do the creamy wax makeup, and this just lays beautifully on my skin. And I'll show you guys how I cover up my acne after this part. So yeah, just kind of getting this all mixed in here together. Nice and easy. These are Saint brushes, the Saint makeup brushes. I still use them. I know they're technically not non-toxic, but that's okay. You know, someone once was kind of posting about, you know, going non-toxic in their life, and it's really overwhelming. You know, you have to change everything. Got to change your toilet paper. You have to change your clothes. You have to change, you know, this and that. And it's so much. It's overwhelming. My husband was so overwhelmed with it. I felt so bad. So I'm like, we have to get rid of basically everything. We had to get reverse osmosis water, you know, because regular filtered water from the fridge barely filters anything. Brita barely filters anything. So that's just like classically challenging. And like kind of sweep it out. And then let's see here. Okay. I am going to put on my regular foundation color. So it's the, when you're a redhead, I don't know about you guys, but I do not love bronzing on red hair. It makes me look orange. It makes me very unhappy. I do not love it. So I just take one shade darker foundation than my foundation. So if I'm lightening it with the yellow green, then I'm gonna take that regular first #1 warm shade, and I'm gonna use that as my bronzing color. I could go one shade darker, but I just don't have it. And I don't love bronze on my skin. I just don't love the way it looks. And that's fine. Everybody else, you know, everybody likes what they like. And just using, let's see, what blush is this? They mostly have cool toned blushes. This one's called Darling. So it's a little bit more cool toned, but I've used lipstick color, this color, and I actually don't hate it. So it's fine. So I do apples going up a little bit. Just made a red mark on my face. So yeah, so this is the only other creamy wax organic makeup that I found that works for me. And I love the color correcting, because that is what Saint is all about. And I love Saint, and I can't use them anymore. So I'm using this nice little kind of tapered brush, and I'm using this nice like light pink color corrector. And I do that under my eyes. Sometimes my eyes are very red instead of like kind of the blue purple. And so I will go under there with a yellow green sometimes if they're super red instead. But I've found this has a nice brightening effect overall. So I've been kind of trying to make it more streamlined, so I don't want to do multiple millions of things, because then I have to like color, conceal, and all that lovely stuff. And so it's just, you know, you gotta go and make it quick and simple. And so I'm using the back of like this nice little spot brush. Sometimes I use this little tip, but I kind of have a lot going on. I've been using, depending on the color, there's this beautiful fun Saint color wheel. And so if you have more like purpley tones, you have to do more like yellow greens to like counteract that. And that's like fun Saint stuff. So I'm just gonna use the yellow. I'm gonna go in and just cover it up. And it might actually work. So as your breakout changes every day, it's healing, it's changing, you know, it's breaking out again, it's whatever. You have to shift with that, with the shift. So if it's more purpley, you need more red. I'm sorry, you need more yellow. If it's more, I don't know, like orange, then you do more like kind of like a green yellow. I'm not a makeup artist. Please don't, you know, take my word for it. I'm just telling you the stuff that I try. And then I'm going in with like the fine tip. Cool. You know, not bad. You know, just making it. Okay, sorry. Scene change. I have the dishwasher running, so probably hear that in the background. So I finished up. My camera stopped working midway through, but I am wearing, let's see, OG in Camellia. This beautiful pink. Oh my gosh, this is the color I was looking for. So gorgeous. I had this color that I used to wear from like a Revlon lipstick years ago. They don't make it anymore. It was just beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Ilia eyebrow pencil. You got the pencil, the back. This is the only one. It's an auburn, but it's the only one that really matches my skin tone. Sometimes they're either too brown or they're way too dark auburn. This one literally matches. I mean, my hair, they did such a wonderful job. As a ginger, you know, can be a little tricky finding stuff. And my eyes are nice and white. I used my Roto Max Strength eye drops. There's also a really good, ooh, this one's good. Cure Weiss, Kjaer, Cure Weiss, Weis. Their eyebrow gel. This is the only other one that really matches my color in considered, it's blonde, so it's in blonde. And the only thing is it's a little chunky, so I brush it through and then I take, you know, my spoolie and then brush it through as well. It grips onto your eyebrow hairs. I don't feel like it really fluffs and like fills out my eyebrow hairs, so they'd be a little bit more sparse back here. So then I would also have to go in with the eyebrow pencil and like fill in the spaces it's missing, but it's a good color. So, you know, if yours is more full, I was hoping it would like create more. And you can sort of kind of get it in there. It smears a little bit, and that's how you can make it look a little fuller, which I don't really care. So Fit Glow Beauty has a color Champagne Glow, and I'm wearing this on my eyes. I love this color. I put it on my nose and I put it on the tops of my cheeks, and it's just a really pretty, I've been looking for one that's more champagne. This is more pinky. It's beautiful. So fun. Yeah, you could swatch it, right? Woo woo. It's pretty. I love it. It's like a peachy. And I've looked all over for champagne ones, and then I've also found, let's see, there's another champagne one that I've tried that looks exactly the same. So it's considered, oh, this one's called Rose Gold by, oh gosh, what company is this? Natural Luminizer Rose Golds. This might be RMS. It looks like an RMS jar. It's beautiful. Same color, rose gold, and this champagne color. They're the same. They're the same. Woo, pretty. I mean, it's pretty. It's gorgeous. And then there's also an RMS that actually is gold. RMS. This one is Eye Polish Brilliant. Let's see. Yeah, Brilliant, I guess. So this one's definitely more champagne color. This is the color I was looking for. It's a little bit less pigmented, I guess is the word I would use. So I cannot work a camera. So it's that little stripe at the bottom. So it's a little bit more goldy. I just don't feel like when I put it on, you can see that there's gold pigment there. It's more just like this very, very sheer shimmer, which is beautiful. It's beautiful if that's what you want. And I think, you know, it works really nice. So just not as pigmented as I would want it. There's also a really pretty Lauren Brooke, this beautiful lip color peach. My gosh, so pretty. It's kind of like this, but with a tiny bit more shimmer. And I just got the sample size, it's great. And then Chantilly Pink by Lauren Brooke is like a really pretty, it's a color, you can put it on your lips if you want. It's not very hydrating. I don't like it there. You could do it as like a blush. So those are the two like blushies that I kind of like. And I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, basic stuff. RMS has a really pretty eyeliner. It is bronze. This is not just brown, it's a bronzy brown. Pretty fun. I was trying tight lining with it. It does transfer to the bottom though, so I didn't love that, but the color is pretty. Yeah, so I was just trying it out. Again, it's hard when you're a redhead. I like that natural look. I don't love how my eyes look with eyeliner, only if it's very gentle. Sorry, garbage. My dishwasher. Anyway, so yeah, I love this stuff. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. So I would recommend RMS and Piper Blue Organic makeup. Just, they're wonderful. Gotta try them out. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. All right, thanks guys. If you wanna help yourself through your chronic illness, get a bunny or two. This is Bear. She's my lovely, pretty girl. Huh, pretty girl. And her brother, Chewy, is sleeping in his room. And they're the easiest pet and the most social. Bunnies are very social. They love hanging out when they want to. Sometimes they don't. They sleep a lot during the day. They are the best pet for someone with chronic illness. You don't have to walk them, and cleanup is pretty minimal. They're wonderful. Huh, Bear Bear? Yes.